them. They have worked very hard, but I also want to thank all those that have worked diligently with them to make tonight possible. This event is the final in a series of events that we've had throughout the year. Our goal is to expose our students in the community to art, culture, and the music of African American, and people of Caribbean diaspora. We began our series with jazz, funk, Afro-Caribbean music. Then we took a virtual trip to various African and Caribbean cities. We shared folk tales and music of Africa, the Americas and the Caribbean with Talk That Talk. And tonight we bring you stories and music of the civil rights era and the people that influenced not just this generation, but will influence generations to come. As we all know, music has been a major part of African American, and Caribbean culture. And it was no less a part of the civil rights movement. In fact, it was a major catalyst in the civil rights movement. African slaves have always used music to motivate them in the hardest of times. And as we know, the civil rights era was a very, very difficult time in American history, especially for blacks in this country. And it's through music that we help get through that difficult time. So, please enjoy tonight's Civil Rights Soul of a Movement. Thank you.
Years of delay have passed. President Lincoln freed the slaves, yet their heirs, their grandsons, are not fully free. This nation, for all its hopes and all its hopes, will not be fully free until all its citizens are free.
You can never whip these boys if you don't keep you and them separate. I found that out in Birmingham. You've got to keep the white and the black separate.
nobody turn me around, turn me around, turn me around. Gonna let nobody turn me around. Gonna keep on walking, keep on talking, marching up to freedom land.
I am the darker one. They send me to eat in the kitchen when company comes. But I laugh and eat well and grow strong. Tomorrow, I'll be at the table when company comes. And nobody'll dare say to me, eat in the kitchen then. Besides, they'll see how beautiful I am and be ashamed. I too sing America.
Ain't gonna let nobody turn me around, turn me around, turn me around. Let nobody turn me around. I'm gonna keep on walking, keep on talking, marching up to freedom land. Ain't gonna let segregation turn me around, turn me around, turn me around. Ain't gonna let segregation turn me around. Gonna keep on walking, gonna keep on talking, marching up to freedom land. Ain't gonna let injustice turn me around. Ain't gonna let injustice turn me around. I'm gonna keep on walking, gonna keep on talking, gonna keep on walking, gonna keep on talking, marching up to freedom land.
America. 1950s in the segregated South. Jim Crow was the law of the land. Color and white, separate and unequal. Black bodies drifted down the Mississippi like ships in the night. Birmingham, Alabama had been renamed Bombingham. And burning crosses in front yards illuminated the night sky. It was a dark time in our history, but in the words of Dr. Martin Luther King, only when it is dark can we see the stars. The sounds of freedom began to float in the air. Change was on the horizon. Though there were many before who had straightened their backs and refused to bend or break in the face of adversity, it was the refusal of a woman named Rosa Parks to give up her seat to a white passenger in 1955, that sparked a boycott that emboldened the people to demand respect, equality, and freedom from a country that had promised as much. A mighty flame began to spread across the South. From the Little Rock Nine in Arkansas, who courageously integrated a school, to the foot soldiers of Tallahassee, Florida, that walked in dignity so we didn't have to ride the buses in humiliation, to the 600 men and women who marched across a bridge in Selma, Alabama for the right to vote in what would be called Bloody Sunday. This flame turned into a roaring fire that not only forced the nation, but the world to wake up and pay attention. It was a movement that could not be extinguished, a movement that could not be tamed. And the name of that movement was the Civil Rights Movement. And the soul of that movement was the music. Now, one civil rights leader recounted that as we marched, we sang. They turned the fire hoses on us, and we sang. They released the dogs, and we sang. They took us to jail, and we still had a song. See, our songs, they were deeply rooted in the black church and evolved into a sound that shook the soul of a nation. For you see, we bled through the music. We mourned in the music. We prayed through the music and we gained strength in the music. We cried out for freedom in the music. And we demanded respect and equality in the music. We claimed victory in the music because there was hope in the music. But above all else, there was love in the music. Tonight, we lift our voices in homage to the men, women, and children who courageously sat so we could stand, that never gave up, that never gave in. Tonight, we sing your song.
Oh, Mary, don't you weep. Tell Martha not to mourn. Oh, Mary, don't you weep. Tell Martha not to mourn. Pharaoh's army drowned in the Red Sea. Oh, Mary, don't weep. Tell Martha not to mourn. If I could surely would stand on the rock. Moses stood. Pharaoh's army drowned in the Red Sea. Oh, Mary, don't you weep. Don't weep. Tell Martha not to mourn. I want to tell you a story about two sisters named Mary and Martha. They had a brother named Lazarus. One day while Jesus was away, that dear brother died. Yeah. Mary went running. She went running to Jesus. She said, Master, my sweet Lord, if you had been there, my brother wouldn't have died. No. Jesus said, show me where you're buried. Show me where you laid him down. Jesus said, for the benefit of you, the benefit of you who don't believe, I'm gonna call his name 3 times. Yes, I am. Oh, yeah. He said, Lazarus, ooh, Lazarus, oh, Lazarus, Mary, don't you weep, don't weep. Oh, Mary, don't you weep, don't weep, don't weep. Oh, Mary, don't you weep. Oh, tell Martha not to moan, don't moan.
How I got over, how I got over. You know my soul looks back and wonders how I made it over. How I got over. I had a mighty hard time coming on over. You know my soul looks back and wonder how I made it over. Tell me how I got over. I've been falling and rising all these years. You know my soul looks back and wonders how I got over. Listen, now as soon as I see Jesus, the man from Galilee, the man who bled and suffered, you know he hung on Calvary. I'm gonna thank him for how he brought me. I'm gonna thank him for how he taught me. I'm gonna thank him for how he kept me. I'm gonna thank him because he never left me. I'm gonna sing somewhere around God's altar. I'm gonna shout all my troubles over. You know I gotta thank him for being so good to me. Tell me how I got over. I've been falling and rising all these years. You know my soul looks back and wonders how I got over. Tell me how I got over. I had a mighty hard time coming on over. You know my soul looks back and wonders how I got over. Listen, I'll wear a crown of diamond jewels in the New Jerusalem. I'ma walk the streets of gold in the homeland of the song. I'm gonna view the host in white that been traveling day and night, coming up from every nation. They're on the way to the great carnation, coming from the north, south, east, and west. They're on the way to the land of rest. And I'm gonna join the heavenly choir. I'm gonna sing and never tire. Then I'm gonna shout somewhere on God's altar. I'm gonna shout all my troubles over. I gotta thank him for being so good to me. Tell me how I got over. I've been falling and rising all of these years. You know my soul looks back and wonders how I got over. Oh, tell me how I got over. Had a mighty hard time coming on over. You know my soul looks back and wonders My soul looks back and wonders, Lord, my soul looks back and wonders how I got over. Yes, Lord.
Yes, Mr. Vonzel Reynolds. Now, I'd like to introduce to you Mr. J. Red Music. Nina Simone was as famous for her social commentary as she was for her musicianship. She was very deliberate in expressing her feelings about racism and black pride in her music. She wrote an angry tune in response to the murder of civil rights leader Medgar Evers. The name of this tune is Mississippi Goddamn, and I mean every word of it. Alabama's got me so upset. Tennessee made me lose my rest, and everybody knows about Mississippi Goddamn. Alabama's got me so upset. Tennessee made me lose my rest, and everybody knows about Mississippi Goddamn. Can't you see it? Can't you feel it? It's all in the air. I can't stand the pressure much longer. Somebody say a prayer. Alabama's got me so upset. Tennessee made me lose my rest. And everybody knows about Mississippi Goddamn. This is a show tune, but the show hasn't been written for it yet.
Hound dogs on my trail, school children sitting in jail. Black cat crossed my path. I think every day is gonna be my last. Lord have mercy on this land of mine. We all gonna get it in due time. I don't belong here, I don't belong there. I even stopped believing in prayer.
Don't tell me, I'll tell you. Me and my people just about do. I've been there, so I know. They keep on saying, go slow. But that's just the trouble.
Do it slow.
Washing the windows.
Do it slow.
Picking the cotton.
Do it slow.
You're just plain rotten.
Do it slow.
You're too dang lazy.
Do it slow.
To think it's crazy.
Do it slow.
Where am I going? What am I doing? I don't know. Just trying to do my very best. Stand up, be counted with all the rest. For everybody knows about Mississippi Goddamn. I made you thought I was kidding, didn't you?
Picket lines, school boycotts. They try to say it's a communist plot. All I want is equality for my sister, my brother, my people, and me.
Yes, you lied to me all these years. You told me to wash and clean my ears and talk real fine, just like a lady. And you said you stopped calling my mama Sister Sadie.
Oh, but this whole country is full of lies. You're gonna die and die like flies. I don't trust you anymore. You keep on saying, go slow, go slow.
But that's just the trouble.
Do it slow.
Desegregation.
Do it slow.
Mass participation.
Do it slow.
Reunification.
Do it slow.
Do things gradually.
Do it slow.
But bring more tragedy.
Do it slow.
Why am I doing? Why don't you see it? I don't know. You don't have to live next to me. Just give me my equality. 'Cause everybody knows about Mississippi. Everybody knows about
Florida.
Everybody knows about
Georgia.
Everybody knows about
Virginia.
Everybody knows about Mississippi.
Arkansas.
Everybody knows about
Tennessee.
Everybody knows about Mississippi. Everybody knows about
The Carolinas.
Everybody knows about Mississippi. Goddamn.
That's it.
What you want? Baby, I got it. What you need? You know I got it. All I'm asking is for a little respect. Otis Redding. Now, when he said respect, What Otis meant was a colloquialism for something else in exchange for his hard work, if you get what I'm saying. But when Aretha snatched that song, it became a battle cry for equality for all marginalized people. Aretha, Nina Simone, Billie Holiday were just a few of the women who sang freedom songs, motivating and comforting those who fought for equality. Their songs gave them space when women were prohibited from seats of power. Their songs gave the movement direction and sustenance. Women also voluntarily protested, were arrested, jailed, with little to no recognition. Their voices, their labor, their sacrifice demands respect.
What you want, baby, I got it. What you need, you know I got it. All I'm asking is for a little respect when you come home, baby. When you get home,
Just a little bit.
yeah.
Just a little bit.
I ain't gonna do you wrong while you're gone. I ain't gonna do you wrong, 'cause I don't wanna. All I need you to do for me is give me a little respect when you get home, baby. When you get home,
Just a little bit.
yeah.
Just a little bit.
I'm about to give you all my money and all of my skin in return, honey. Is to give me my profit when you get home. Mister, flip it to me.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
Ooh, your kisses sweeter than honey. Guess what? So is my money. So give me my repropers when you get home, baby. When you get home,
Just a little bit.
yeah.
Just a little bit.
R-E-S-P-C-T, find out what it means to me. R-E-S-P-C-T, take care of T-C-B. A little respect. Oh, yeah, a little respect. I'm tired, keep on lying. You're running out of food, and I ain't lying. Respect, when you come home, are you gonna find me walking out that door? Respect, when you come home, oh, yeah. Respect, when you come home. I need a little, oh, yeah. Just a little respect, just a little respect, just a little respect. I need respect, yeah.
Now, when you think about it, Think is one of Aretha's many memorable songs. Now, what makes the song rare and special is that it's one of the few songs composed by her and her then husband, Ted White. The song details a lifelong affair in which one party is calling out the other party for bad behavior. Much like it kind of parallels the relationship between America and marginalized people. Recorded April 15th, not even 2 weeks after the brutal assassination of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., Aretha stepped into the studio very much shortly after the funeral. So the refrain, freedom, 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 oh freedom, takes a deeper meaning. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, Ms. Deanna Miller.
You better think about what you're trying to do to me. Oh, think. Let your mind go, let yourself be free. Let's go back, let's go way on the way back when. I didn't even know you couldn't have been through much more than 10. I ain't no psychiatrist, ain't no doctor with degree. You don't take too much time, see what you're doing to me. You better think about what you're trying to do to me. Oh, think. Let your mind go, let yourself be free. Oh, freedom. Oh, freedom. Right now, freedom. Woo, freedom. Oh, freedom. Yeah, think about it. You think about it. Don't ask me what you don't want to ask me what I want. And I was gonna change my mind if you keep doing things I don't. You better think about what you're trying to do to me. Oh, think. Let your mind go, let yourself be free. People walk around every day, play games, taking scars, trying to make other people lose their minds. Be careful you don't lose yours. Oh, think about what you're trying to do to me. Ooh, think. Let your mind go, let yourself be free. 'Cause you need me, and I need you. Without each other, there ain't nothing each can do. Whoa, yeah, think about it, baby. Oh, yeah, think about it right now. Whoa, right now, think about it right now. Oh, to the bone, baby, to the bone. Baby, think about it, baby. To the bone. To the bone, forgiveness, to the bone, forgiveness, to the bone, forgiveness, to the bone, baby, to the bone, forgiveness, to the bone, forgiveness, to the bone, forgiveness, yeah, forgiveness, to the bone, forgiveness, to the bone, forgiveness, whoa, yeah.
I gotta take a minute for that. To the bone, forgiveness. To the bone, forgiveness. To the bone, forgiveness. Come on, sing. Let me hear y'all say. To the bone, forgiveness. To the bone, forgiveness. To the bone, forgiveness. Yeah. Everyone, Deanna Squeaky Miller, give her a hand. Kakua, kakua, Freebird leaves on the back of the wind and floats downstream till the current ends and dips his wings in the orange sun rays and dares to claim the sky. But a bird that stalks down its narrow cage can seldom see through his barge of rage. His wings are clipped and his feet are tied, so he opens his throat to see. A caged bird sings with a fearful trill, things unknown but longs for still, and his tune is heard on a distant hill, for a caged bird sings of freedom, oh freedom, oh freedom. Kakoo. hooves of another breeze, and the trade winds soft through the sighing trees, and the fat one wasting on a darn bright lawn, and he names the sky his own. But a cage bird stands on a grave of dreams, and his shadow shouts on a nightmare screams. His wings are clipped and his feet are tied, so he opens his throat to sing. Oh, freedom, oh, freedom, oh, freedom, oh, freedom. We will be able to speed up that day when all of God's children, black men and white men, Jews and Gentiles, Protestants and Catholics, will be able to join hands and sing in the words of the old Negro spiritual. Free at last, free at last, thank God Almighty, we are free at last. Oh, freedom.
Thank you. We're going to take a few minutes intermission, so feel free to take a minute, walk about. But of course, I do want to share a few things with you. We're going to share a very important matter, a call to action as I would call it. And I have one of my students here that also will address you tonight. First, I would like to address we are the Tallahassee St. Martin Foundation, and here in Tallahassee, we do have the Tallahassee St. Martin, Tallahassee Students Association. Come on this side, my dear. So I'm going to read a statement to you, and then she's going to read a statement, and then, of course, we're going to show a video. And again, it's a call to action, and I hope you are encouraged. The Tallahassee St. Martin Foundation and the Tallahassee Student Association has teamed up with a coalition of Caribbean, Latin American, Christian artists to mobilize and coordinate an international Caribbean disaster relief effort to support impacted families and persons from the recent La Soufrière volcano eruption in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. The primary goal is to raise awareness of La Soufrière devastating effects in the Eastern Caribbean and the urgent need for basic necessities. Proceeds will be directed to the U.S. Caribbean Strong Relief Fund and the Janice Little Foundation at St. Martin Foundation, at the Miami Foundation, excuse me. The island nation of St. Vincent in the Eastern Caribbean experienced a series of devastating volcanic eruptions on the northern end of the island. As a result, thousands of families and persons had to evacuate to the safety of public and private shelters. The disaster happened during a worldwide pandemic. We are passionate about people, and so we are moved for our core to help our neighbors in need, but we can't do it alone. We need your help. We therefore invite you to join in tangibly caring for those who have lost their homes and other possessions. Every single dollar contributed will underwrite the cost of purchasing and delivering priority supplies. No donation is too small. Proverbs 3:27, do not withhold good from those to whom it is due. When it is your power to act. The funds will assist in shipping over 10 40-feet containers to the island, providing needs to such as PPE gear, cots, water, blankets, air mattresses, and asthma pumps to the shelters and individual homes, and assisting in providing immediate need, such as hot meals. Thank you in advance for your contribution. Together as nations, let's rise in aid of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Let's unite and give so that others can be restored, rebuilt, and live strong, Caribbean strong. Now I'll have my student. She's going to share, and please cue the videos once she's finished. Thank you.
Good night, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Deontay Hyman. I am a senior studying here at the Florida A&M University, Pre-Occupational Therapy. I am from the beautiful island of St. Martin, and I'm here to to bring your attention to the event happening right now in Haiti. On August the 14th, remote Tiburon Peninsula of Haiti was struck by a powerful magnitude 7.2 earthquake, killing over 2,200 people. Survivors there say that humanitarian aid is arriving slowly. One major reason for this is the remoteness of the earthquake's epicenter, as well as the aging infrastructure and difficult terrain. The region of Tiburon is more mountainous, and the roads there are bad, and many are controlled by criminal gangs. Communities within the Tiburon, like Camp Perrin, Jeremy, and coastal cities are harder to reach. Within Camp Perrin, more than 500 survivors, 70 families are still sleeping outside because no tents had arrived. Makeshift solar-powered aquifer pumps were constructed from nearby plants, nurseries, because no donated water had arrived. Within Jeremy, the main bridge collapsed, and several of the mountain roads leading to the city has been blocked. Organizers right now are scrambling to figure out how to get into Jeremy, particularly much needed medical supplies. Thank you.
Thousands of people have been evacuated from the eastern Caribbean island of St. Vincent after a volcano on Friday sent a cloud of ash and smoke high into the air.
I've never seen such devastation.
It was bright, but then the light began to deteriorate. And it wasn't at a slow pace, it was rapidly deteriorating.
Let me dry your tears. Welcome to my kingdom. Welcome to my peace.
Tell us where we are here.
We are in Carrefour Honoré and Changé, in between those two.
And pretty much from what I see, every single one. This is the dead epicenter, right?
Yes.
I just love it,
Let's take it from our hearts and spread it wide.
Gotta bring this one out for my brothers and sisters, my neighbors.
We got a long road ahead.
Yeah.
Pull together, we can do this.
It's a Caribbean collaboration.
All my brothers and sisters, let the love flow, let the love show.
Without a state of stars, it's all about strength. Let's rise. Life, pressure, struggle, strain. Must stand together, let us shoulder the pain. Me can't dare witness blood a run down the drain. Me can't stand helpless and a half a ear.
No, I would never ever turn and walk away. When we stop and take a good look in your face. No time for wasting. I ain't my brother's keeper. I'm his enemy, so now I got to searching on my soul deeper.
How can I stop my heart from breaking? What can I do to ease the pain? How can I stop the earth from shaking? Searching for strength to keep me safe.
What can we do to make it better? Is it too late for us to try?
Now I rethink the things I treasure. A fragment of hope is in these eyes. We shall rise again.
We shall rise and spread our wings once again.
We shall rise again.
With the help from our brothers and our friends.
We shall rise again.
We've done it before, now we can do it once again.
We shall rise again.
Little bit of help from our family and friends.
A moment of change and now we're spinning. The warning is sent, no reason why.
We gather our strength and we all are willing.
Pull together now
to do what it takes to save some lives. Oh no, no.
Tragedy came and really gave us a chance to show we really care. We're one and the same, we are neighbors. The burden is all for us to bear. We shall rise again.
Oh, Jacques, let's take it right, rise again.
We shall rise again. We shall rise again.
We shall rise again, coming from the bottom. Come together and let's solve the problem. problem. Everybody got them, but them I make the money so they don't wanna solve it. And the days and the nights will fall, but I know we'll carry on. Now it's time for us to stay strong. So let's come together.
We shall rise again. We shall rise again. We shall rise again. We shall rise again, again, again. We shall
How's everybody feeling? Everybody's okay? You know, the more things change, the more they stay the same. Everything that we've presented to you tonight are things that happened during my conscious lifetime. I'll be 75 years old next Thursday. This past Wednesday was the 58th anniversary of the 16th Street Baptist Church bombing in Birmingham, Alabama, which killed those 4 little girls. And the reason I bring them up is because they were my contemporaries. 3 of those girls were 14, 1 was 11. And that was 8 days before my 17th birthday. So the more things change, the more they stay the same. I'm the son of Reverend Samuel W. Williams, who pastored Friendship Baptist Church in Atlanta. It's the oldest African-American congregation in the city. If you want a comparison for the type of person my dad was, think of Reverend C.K. Steele right here in Tallahassee. Both he and my father were vice presidents of Martin Luther King Southern Christian Leadership Conference. They each led the boycotts in their respective cities of the transit systems and were involved in civil rights activities for most of their lives. So I grew up in the middle of the civil rights movement. Dr. King was no stranger in my house. If you want to Google it, there's some information of correspondence between him and my father that you can find on the internet. But anyway, I want to talk a little bit about terrorism and communism. Because you see, back in the 1950s, that was the era of Joseph McCarthy and the witch hunts that he did, accusing everybody of being communist. So I'm going back now to when I was about 8 years old. This was around the time of the Emmett Till murder. My parents took me to a meeting at the home of one of my elementary school classmates. When we arrived, there were a number of other families there with their children who were also my classmates. And our parents wanted to present to us a rather unique and what I call dangerous proposition. There's a place about 120 miles from here. It'll take you about 2 hours to drive there. It's called Koinonia Farm. It's a Christian commune. And when I use the commune, that term, the word koinonia means community. And these people they would divest themselves of all their money, so to speak, and take up residence at Koinonia. And one of Koinonia's missions was to train African-American ministers in agriculture. Because as the civil rights movement began to heat up, some of these ministers might find themselves out of a job if they had any kind of secular job at all. They might get fired. So the concept at Koinonia was at least they'll be able to grow their own food. So what had happened was that the people at Koinonia decided to have a summer camp for children 8 to 12 years old. This summer camp was to be co-ed, both boys and girls, and it was to be interracial, both black and white. Now, if you know what I know, you know that back in those days, and probably those days are not yet over, that any association between a white female and a black male was one of the leading reasons for lynchings. So we were stepping out on a limb, so to speak, to even get involved in this project, but most of us kids were pretty eager, and our parents were all involved in civil rights activities and so forth, so it wasn't that far-fetched to us. The first summer of the camp was wonderful. I learned how to row a boat, how to canoe. I learned archery. I learned a lot of outdoor skills. I'm still an avid camper to this day. But one day, we were taken to a barn to watch baby pigs being born. And word of that incident got out into the local community, and some editorials and letters to the editor of the local newspaper were published, where Cornelia was accused of having this interracial and coeducational summer camp, and they were teaching us immorality. There were 4 local citizens in Americus who filed a petition with the court for an injunction. This incident, by the way, happened in the 2nd year of the camp. These guys filed this injunction demanding that the camp be closed. But on the night of July 26, 1956, the Ku Klux Klan attacked Cornelia. Now, that morning, my father showed up, and the parents of some of the other kids from Atlanta, where I grew up, came and evacuated their children from the area. But many of the kids that were attending Cornelia were children of residents of the farm. So these people had to take the brunt of that Ku Klux Klan attack. They firebombed a roadside produce market. They shot up the homes where the people lived inside the farm complex. One of my friends, a little girl, was sleeping in bed when the bullets went over her head and hit the headboard of her bed. If she had sat up, she'd be dead now. These attacks continued into the late 50s, up into the 60s, and a boycott ensued, and Cornelia Farm pretty much went bankrupt due to the boycott. So, I'm gonna show you how to make lemonade out of lemons. In the mid-60s, Cornelia was about to close, and a man by the name of Millard Fuller showed up. Some of you may have heard that name. He's the executive director of Habitat for Humanity. Millard was a millionaire before he graduated from college. He and a friend of his had a catalog order business, and they had gotten rich. When he came out of college, he pursued his interest in making money, and he made a lot of it. At one point, he was asked to do fundraising for HBCU, Tougaloo College in Mississippi. But because of his greed and his thirst for money, his family life was coming apart. A friend of his recommended that he go see Clarence Jordan, who is one of the founders of Cornelia. Well, Millard showed up just in time. They revitalized Cornelia, changed the name to Cornelia Partners, and they developed something they called the Fund for Humanity. And they did fundraising all over the place. And out of the Fund for Humanity came the first project in the United States, because Millard had done some other things in Africa. But the first Habitat for Humanity project in the United States is located at Cornelia Farm, which is still 8 miles south of Americus, Georgia, to this very day. So, that's my story.
Don't trouble the water, leave it alone. Why don't you let it be?
the street. When evening falls, so I will comfort you. Ooh, on your side. Like a bridge over troubled water, I will lay me down. Like a bridge over troubled water, I will lay me down. Don't trouble the water, no. Little Lord, why don't you let it be? Still water runs deep. Yes, it do. Oh yeah, oh yeah. When you're down and out, when you're on the street, when evening falls, so I will comfort you.
I'm on your side. When times get rough and pain is all around.
Like a bridge over troubled waters, I will lay me down. Like a bridge over troubled water, I will lay me down. Don't trouble the water, no. Little Lord, why don't you let it be? Still water runs deep. Yes, it do. Oh yeah.
Hello, silver girl. Sail by. Your time has come to shine. All your dreams are on the way.
See how
they shine. Oh, if you ever need a friend, look around and find right behind, like a bridge over troubled water. I will lay me down like a bridge over troubled water.
I will lay me down. Don't
Trouble the water.
no, no.
Little Lord, why don't you let it be?
Why don't you let it be?
Still water runs deep.
Yeah,
Yes, it do.
oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Don't trouble the water. Little Lord, why don't you let it be? Yeah, still water runs deep. Yes, it do. Oh yeah. I'll pray for you. The moment I wake up, before I put on my makeup, I'll say a little prayer for you. While combing my hair now, and wondering what dress to wear now, I'll say a little prayer for you. Forever and ever, you'll stay in my heart, and I will love you forever and ever. We never will part. Oh, how I love you. Together, together is how it must be to live without you. Would only be heartbreak for me. I run for the Bastille, and while riding I think of us still. I say a little for you. At work I'll just take time, and all through my coffee break time, I say a little for you. Oh, forever and ever, you stay in my heart, and I will love you forever and ever. We never will part. Oh, how I love you. Together, together is how it must be to live without you. Would only be heartbreak for me. Forever and ever, you stay in my heart, and I will love you forever and ever. We never will part. Oh, how I love you. Together, together is how it must be to live without you. Would only be heartbreak for me. No, nobody but me, my darling, believe me. Believe me. For me there is no one but you. Please love me true. This is my prayer. Answer my prayer, baby. This is my prayer. Answer my prayer, baby. Oh, forever, forever and ever. Together, to live without you. Will only be heartbreak for me. Nobody but me, my darling, believe me. For me there is no one but you. Please love me true. I'm in love with you. Answer my prayer, baby. Say you love me true. Answer my prayer, baby. Say you love me too. This is my prayer, baby. 'Cause I'm in love with you. Answer my prayer, baby. I'm in love with you. I'm in love with you. Say you love me true. Say you love me true. Oh, bye, da, da, da. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Vanzel Deshawn.
People get ready, there's a train a-coming. You don't need no baggage, you just get on board. All you need is faith to hear the diesels humming. Don't need no ticket, you just get on board. for the train to Jordan, picking up passengers coast to coast. Faith is the key, open the doors and board on. There's hope for all who love the most. There ain't no room for the hopeless sinner who would hurt all mankind just to save his soul. Have pity on those whose chances grow thinner, for there's no hiding place from the kingdom's throne. So people get ready, 'cause there's a train a-coming. You don't need no baggage, you just get on board. All you need is faith to hear the diesels coming. Don't need no ticket, you just thank the Lord. People get ready, people get ready, oh, people get ready, oh, people get ready, people get ready, people get ready, people get ready, you better get ready. People get ready, people get ready. People get ready. There's a train a-coming. Don't need no baggage, you just get on board. All you need is faith to hear the diesels humming. Don't need no ticket, you just thank the Lord. Ooh, people get ready, people get ready, people get ready, people get ready, the train is coming. Ooh, people get ready, people get ready.
That was beautiful, Deshaun. Now, yes, it was. I would be remiss if I don't pay homage to the late and great Bob Marley. And he was an awesome writer and inspired many in the Caribbean and throughout the world. And he inspired change through his music. And I correlate him and John Lennon. And I'm going to do a medley that pays homage to both their efforts for change. This is called War Medley. And Baba Shegun is going to assist me. Until the philosophy which hold one race superior and another inferior is finally and permanently abandoned and discredited. Everywhere is war.
War in the east, war in the west, war up north, war down south. That until there are no longer first class and second class citizens of any nation, until the color of a man's skin is of no more significance than the color of his eyes. Me say war, that until the basic human rights are equally guaranteed to all without regard to race, this a war, that until that day, the dream of lasting peace, world citizenship, the rule of international morality will remain but a fleeting illusion to be pursued, but never attained. Now everywhere is war.
Come gather round, people, wherever you roam, and admit that the waters around you have grown, and accept that soon you'll be drenched to the bone. If your time to you is worth saving, then you better start swimming, or you'll sink like a stone, or the times they are changing. And critics, prophesy with your pen, and keep your eyes wide, the chance won't come again, and don't speak too soon, for the wheel's still in spin, and there's no telling who they'll be naming, and the loser now will be later to win, for the times they are changing. Senators and congressmen, please heed the call. Don't stand in the doorway, don't block up the hall, for who has hurt will be he who has stalled. There's a battle outside and it's raging. It'll soon shake your windows and rattle the walls, for the times they are changing. Mothers and fathers throughout the land, and don't criticize what you don't understand. Your sons and your daughters are beyond your command. Your old road is rapidly aging. Please get out a new one, or you can lend a hand, for the times they are changing. The curse it is cast. The slow one now will later be fast, as the present now will later be past. Your old road is rapidly fading, and the first one now will later be last, for the times they are changing. Emancipate yourself from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our mind. Have hope, faith for atomic energy, 'cause none of them can stop the time. How long shall they kill our prophets while we stand aside and look? Oh, some say it's just a part of it. We've got to fulfill the book. Won't you help to sing? Yeah, yeah. These songs of freedom, it's all I ever had. Redemption song. Oh. Emancipate yourself from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our mind. Have no faith for atomic energy, 'cause none of them can stop at the time. How long shall they kill our prophets while we stand aside and look? Oh, some say it's just a part of it. We've got to fulfill the book. Won't you help to see? These songs of freedom, it's all I ever had. Redemption song, it's all I ever had. Redemption song, the songs of freedom. Oh, yeah, yeah. One love, one heart. Let's get together and feel all right. Come on, say one love, one heart. Give thanks and praise to the Lord, and I will feel all right. Saying, let's get together and feel all right. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Let them all pass off their dirty remarks. One love. There is one question I'd really like to ask. One heart. Is there a place for the hopeless sinner who has hurt all mankind just to save its own believer? One love. What about a one heart? One heart. Oh, let's get together and feel all right. As it was in the beginning, one love. So shall it be in the end. One heart. Oh, give thanks and praise to the Lord, and I will feel all right. Singing, let's get together and feel all right. One more thing, let's get together to fight the holy Armageddon. One heart. When that man comes, there will be no doom. One song. Pity on those whose chances grow slimmer. There is no hiding place from the power of creation. Hear the people crying. One love. Hear the people crying. One heart. Oh, let's get together and feel all right. As it was in the beginning. One love. So shall it be in the end. One heart. Oh, give thanks and praise to the Lord, and I will feel all right. Singing, let's get together and feel all right. One more thing.
All that you touch, you change. All that you change, changes you. The only lasting truth is change. At this time, we would be remiss if we did not honor a man whose life has changed and continues to change the lives of so many, not only here in Tallahassee, but worldwide. He is a child of the civil rights movement, a musician, a historian, an educator, our bridge builder, and our most revered elder. He is a living legend. Baba Olusegun Samuel G. Williams. Born to civil rights activist Samuel W. Williams and Eleanor Gaylor Williams, Segun could not help being a humanitarian and activist in his own right. We could talk about all of his accomplishments and contributions to his community for the rest of tonight and into tomorrow. But right now, I'm just going to speak to who he is. Have you ever met a person who enters a room and the atmosphere shifts? Suddenly, warmth and tranquility have filled the space. This is Segun, a quiet force. He is genuinely a liver and lover of life. Everything he does, whether it's playing the kalimba or helping his fellow man. He does it joyously. If you have never talked to him, oh my goodness, you must. The lessons he has learned through his life experiences are aspirational and inspirational. We are made better just by knowing him. He loves us, and he truly loves his people. So thank you, Shegun. Thank you for your service. Thank you for your sacrifice. Thank you for loving us. In the words of Ozzie Davis, to honor you is to honor the best in ourselves. We love you.
I wasn't prepared for that. This is truly an honor. I had no idea how I was regarded in this community. I spent most of the last 20 years substitute teaching in the public schools, mostly in the high schools. That was the most fun job I ever had in my life. I used to have dreadlocks, and the students gave me a nickname. They called me Rasta Sud. And I wasn't feeling it at first, but something told me to embrace it. And to this day, after all those years and only being a substitute teacher, I run into former students who tell me that I had a greater influence on their lives than their regular teachers did. Some of that is due to how unorthodox I am. And one advantage of being a substitute is that you see a lot of students in a lot of different schools, a lot of different grade levels, a lot of different subject matter. So I essentially got a second high school education while I was doing that job. My dad, I was surprised to see all those pictures of my people up there. But my dad was one of Martin Luther King's mentors. And one of the things that I didn't talk about in the story was that a contributing factor to those attacks on Cornelia was the fact that my dad was working on trying to get some African American students enrolled in a business college in Atlanta. And the school was saying that they must have a recommendation from a graduate of one of the universities in Georgia. Well, Clarence Jordan, founder of Cornelia, agreed to write one of those letters. He never did it, but word got back to Cornelia that he had done it. And that was the secondary incident that sparked all of that violence that took place down there. I thank you for coming or viewing this event. I'm truly honored tonight. I've had no idea these people were gonna gang up on me like this. This is wonderful. Thank you so much.
Let's sing together, say one love, what about a one heart? Oh, let's get together and feel all as it was in the beginning, so shall it be in the end. Oh, give thanks and praise to the Lord, and I will feel all right, singing let's get together and feel all right.
spins around. Just don't let the spin get you down. Things are moving fast. Hold on tight and you will last. Keep your self-respect, your manly pride. Get yourself in gear, keep your stride. Never mind your fears. Brighter days will soon be here. Take it from me, someday we'll Lord be free. Oh. Keep on walking tall. Hold your head up high. Lay your dreams right up to the sky. Sing your greatest song. And you keep going, going on. Take it from me, someday we'll all be free. Take it from me, someday we'll all be free. Free. Take it from me, someday we'll all be free.
Well, I don't know what will happen now. We've got some difficult days ahead. But it really doesn't matter with me now, because I've been to the mountaintop. I don't mind. happen now? We've got some difficult days ahead. But it really doesn't matter with me now, because I've been to the mountaintop. I don't mind. Like anybody, I would like to live a long life. Longevity has its place. But I'm not concerned about that now. I just want to do God's will. And He's allowed me to go up to the mountain. And I've looked over and I've seen the promised land. I may not get there with you, but I want you to know tonight that we as a people will get to the promised land.
I know a place, ain't nobody crying, ain't nobody worried, ain't no smiling faces, nah.
Lying through the races.
Come on now, help me say,
I'll take you there.
Oh, somebody help me,
I'll take you there.
Come on, say, help me,
I'll take you there.
oh, help me,
I'll take you there.
come on, piano man, let me hear you, come on, put y'all hands together. Ladies and gentlemen, J-Rib Music. Come on, yeah. All right now, bass man. Let me hear you break down that bass for me, sir. That sounds good, man.
I know a place.
I'll take you there.
Oh, ain't nobody crying.
I'll take you there.
Ain't nobody worried.
I'll take you there.
Ain't no smiling faces.
I'll take you there.
No, lying through the races.
I'll take you there.
Come on, let me take you there.
I'll take you there.
Come on and let me take you there.
I'll take you there.
Oh, let me take you there.
I'll take you there.
Come on and let me take you there.
I'll take you there.
Woo! Hey.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we thank you so much for being with us tonight. Those out there in virtual land, we thank you. At this time, I would like to introduce the band. We have Caleb Thompson on the bass. All right. Then we have Jordan on the drum. Yeah. And of course, our honorable Baba Shegun. Yeah. J-Rib Music. All right, give it up for our sound engineers at the top. There. Give it up for our ushers. Thank you so much, ETU, Florida University, Essential Theater. We love you. All right, and give it up for our illustrious director and writer of our script, Monica Woods. Y'all give her a round of applause. She's an amazing writer. Look for more from her. My name is Lily Lyrical in Forbes. And we have Deshaun Reynolds. And we have Deanna Squeaky Miller. And we are the Soul Collective. Give yourselves a hand for being here tonight. Be safe, stay loved, stay safe. We love you guys.